poached. And they're not poached in the traditional sense, which is poached in water or court bouillon, which is just basically flavored water, a vegetable stock. We poach them in canola oil. This time you can put a touch of olive oil in it as well to give it some flavor. But more canola than anything. So we're going to bring the oil to 180 degrees around there. The easiest way to do this is have a pot that's oven proof and stick it in your oven on warm. And then what I did was have the oil, probably about a cup and a half. If you have less shrimp, use a smaller pot, less oil. And then I threw some fresh herbs in there, really whatever around. Here I have some rosemary and thyme. I took 1 clove of garlic, just peeled it and crushed it, and then some peppercorns. And all that garlic and herbs is going to infuse in that oil. But it's not super hot, so it's not burning it or cooking it. You should be able to stick your finger in there. It's going to be hot, but it's not going to take your skin off. But like I said, if you put it in your oven at warm for about 20 minutes, it'll be ready to go. You can have that done. And then you have your shrimp. These are just clean shrimp. Some salt and pepper. And what's nice about this is that it's going to cook it really slowly, so the shrimp won't get really tight. You ever notice when you cook a lot of different things, when it's severe heat, the protein, it just tightens up because the heat is so severe. This is going to cook it nice and slowly and gradually, so the muscle stays nice and tender. And you know, you see, oh, this has a lot of oil. You can strain this oil, refrigerate it, and use it again. You can use it a few times. And you can cook different things in it. Now, after you strain this, it's going to have the flavor of the shrimp pretty heavily. So just remind yourself of that. But you could, after the shrimp, you could cook a piece of fish in there. We did at the restaurant we are cooking right now, striped bass. We grill it, so it gets those grill marks and that lightly charred flavor, and then we put it in oil just like this. And what's nice is that you can't even overcook it. It just stays at that temperature, and the oven at that low temperature. So it's cooked through, but it's super, super moist, and it's not dry at all. Usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes. But you'll see it gradually turning that pink, reddish color. And it will be cooked all the way through. And you can, with this too, you could cook it like this, serve it cold, or you could cook it ahead of time the day before, have it refrigerated, and then you've kept that oil. You can put it back in the container, put it in the oven, and warm the shrimp back up and serve it just as you're ready to go. I don't know if you can see this, but it's starting. It's getting the white part, or the translucent part, starting to get white. It's getting cooked, but it's not super tight. It's still nice and tender. That's what's great about doing this technique. You could do this with meat as well. I know people who have done duck with it. So I'm just going to let this go a little bit more. to a point where I can shut the heat off because the oil is so hot. Pretty much done. See this? The color's amazing. All that's good stuff. That's good for some good grilled bread. So the shrimp are cooked, but they're not super hot. They're warm. I used fresh rosemary, some sprigs of thyme. I cracked some black peppercorn, and 1 clove of garlic. And really, you could put an onion in there if you want. And really, what herbs you feel like. I mean, you could use mint. You could use oregano or any of those. If you were doing a duck, you could put a piece of lavender in there and make it a little more perfumey. So it also depends what you're cooking.
And where's your restaurant at?
My restaurant, yeah, I should plug my restaurant. My restaurant is in the West Village in Manhattan on Perry Street. It's called Rayburn. It's on the corner of Perry Street and Greenwich Street in the West Village. I live there.